The online store is now open. Tools, welding supplies, abrasives, cool stuff. Go check it out. I've got a great video for you this week. Now, why is it a great video? Well, I'm finally going to be able to address an issue that I get a lot in the comments. I'm just learning how to weld. I just got a project. I need a welder, but I'm on a budget. I don't have a lot of money to spend. The welder needs to be budget friendly, solid, and reliable. What do you recommend? Now, I finally found a welder that I would be confident in passing on and recommending to you guys at home for your home shop. I've got this little Miller 211 with auto set, over $2,000. I just looked it up. I'm incredibly surprised. This welder is over $6,500 now. This one's over $5,000 now. Wow. That's a lot of money. That's way out of what you guys are going to want to spend on your home shop welder. So to finally be able to answer the question of what's a welder that I would recommend for your home shop, it's this Yes Welder. Now this is a DP 200 amp dual pulse MIG welder. So let me tell you what the advantage of this budget friendly, solid, reliable machine, what the advantages over these a lot more expensive machines is. Now this is a single process, meaning it's a MIG welder only. Now this TIG welder will also do stick, but this little Yes Welder, there are 3 processes in one welder. MIG, lift arc TIG, and stick are possible in this little welder. There's a link in the description that will take you to Yes Welder. There's a 10% discount code if you use the name Robert Guzzi. I'm going to show you what this machine comes with. We are going to weld, and then I'm going to show you some very cool features that this machine has. To get this little machine up and running, very straightforward, fast, and easy. Something worth noting, okay, a lot of new machines, MIG welders, this drive roller assembly is plastic. There's a few plastic pieces like knob, this knob, well, that's steel, and this is a aluminum cast piece. That is such an advantage. That's going to really lend to reliability. And this is what you're going to receive with your DP 200. Very heavy duty, well built MIG gun and lead. Number 17, TIG torch. Now this thing's already pre-assembled. It's plug and play. Now it is lift arc TIG. In this video, we're going to be focusing on the MIG functions. We're going to do a follow-up video, go over the lift arc TIG and stick. Consumables to go with your TIG. Now, this is wired for 220. If you don't have 220 in your home shop or garage, not to worry. This little adapter that goes into 110, it will allow you to run that 200 amp welder on 110. From 0.025 to 0.045 drive rollers, extra contact tips for the MIG gun, hose to connect your shielding gas bottle to your machine, extra liner, and the electrode holder for stick welding. Now, the majority of you are going to be interested in the shielding gas MIG function. That's what you're going to be doing the most of at home. Set up some coupons, 18 gauge. We're going to do some plug welds. 18 gauge, we're going to do a lap joint. Then we're going to do an 18 gauge butt joint. Now 18 gauge, most sheet metal replacement parts are 18 to 20 gauge. Then we're going to do 1/4 inch to 18 gauge. Then we've got a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch lap joint set up. Then we're really going to test this little machine and we're going to do some 3/8 plate. Now, you know what I'm going to say. PPE, if you get hurt, your project doesn't matter. First up, plug welding. Now, if you can do a plug weld nice, you can avoid a lot of grinding. The little machine is really laying down some nice plug welds. It's going to be really minimum cleanup. Scotch-Brite that off and let's see what we have. And what I really like about this weld is it's very flat. I mean, look at that. And the backside, we have penetration. Next up, lap joint. Now that little gap or that lap, that's usually where a lot of welders will stutter. But this one's laying it down really nicely. Nice solid welds. Clean it off. Let's take a look at the welds. Now we would fill in all of the welds if we were lapping a joint or body panels. The welds will get all the way across, but that would take a lot more time. We never rush welding. Take a look at the back side. Really nice penetration. That's good to go. Okay, moving on to the butt joint. This can be a very difficult weld to pull off. You need a really precise welder, really good welding settings. And again, we're just making an initial run to see how the machine's going to act. If we were butt welding a panel, well, we would let it cool, then come all the way back across until it was continuous. And that's going to work. It does really well on thin sheet metal, and most replacement panels are 18 to 20 gauge. So now we're going to do some 18 gauge to 1/4 inch plate. I'm just curious to see how this is going to react. See if we can get a really nice solid weld without blowing through the 18 gauge. Now, that's my practice run, so let's see what I can do now that I've had a warm up. The weld's going in really nicely. I'm not even close to burning through. Nice. And we have really good penetration into the 1/4 inch. And there's a side profile. Quarter inch plate lap. It's laying down a pretty decent weld. Pretty consistent. And the 3/8 plate. We're going to get our tacks. And this is laying down a very nice bead in 3/8 plate. Clean it up a little bit with the wire wheel. And if I can do these welds, so can you. This takes a little seat time, a little practice.
Now, of course, the 3/8 plate is going to require multiple passes, but
I'd say it passes the performance test.
now one feature that this machine has, it's called fan on demand. When the machine needs to be cooled, it turns on. When it doesn't, it kicks down to a very low decibel. If you had a machine that the fan runs on high, when you turn it on until you turn it off, very annoying. That's a really nice feature about this. We're going to turn this thing on, listen for the fan, then listen for it to kick down. Now, another thing that I really like about this machine is it has a lot of controls and settings. We're only going to go through a few. Okay, let's get it turned on. Listen for the fan. Now it's on low. It'll kick on high for a few seconds. We're going to go ahead and get started. This is the home screen button. You press it. Now that brings up the home screen. Now we choose with the center button, shielded MIG, flux core MIG, lift arc TIG, stick welding or arc welding, whatever you'd like to call it. Today we're going to be doing shielded gas MIG welding. So now we depress the center button. So we have our steel selection. We can go from steel to stainless to aluminum. We're on steel. Depress the button again, we set it. Move over. Now we select our shielding gas type. We're going to be doing 80/20. Select. Wire diameter size. What wire we want to run in the machine. It runs from 024 to 045. We are loading 0.035 in the machine. Now, when we get to material thickness, there's a feature that you are going to love. So we select that. Now we have our range from 24 gauge to 3/8. We are going to be working with 18 gauge first. We select it. Now the feature you're going to love is this machine has auto set. It will automatically set the machine to the thickness or the gauge of material that you select, or you can manually adjust the machine. This is the wire feed speed, or you can manually adjust the volts. Now we're going to skip to another feature that I would not expect in a machine for this price point. We're going to select the memory, 1 to 50 preset memory slots. Say you're working on a project, whatever the material thickness or joint configuration, you have your machine dialed in. You have the perfect wire feed speed and voltage. Now you can select a memory slot, load that into the machine. Now it's in the memory. You can go do other types of welding and always come back to those settings, whichever memory slot you chose. Now I mentioned this is a 3-process machine. We can expand that. Go to MIG gun, select. Now we have a choice between our MIG torch, or we can select a spool gun, and a spool gun is available through Yes Welder. Now we can run aluminum. We're going to go back up here to MIG torch. So this is another feature that I haven't really seen in a lot of welders. We'll go over to gas check. What that is, if you listen, if it'll pick it up, and you can see the screen. By depressing that button, that will let you know that you have gas flow from your bottle through the machine to the tip of the nozzle, and you're good to go. And another very, very useful feature, say you get into trouble, the machine's not acting right. One really common thing that will happen is if we were using flux core MIG welding, well, those leads would have to be reversed. And I've done that before, not been able to figure out, hey, why isn't the machine working right? You have any issues, depress the help. It will show you how to set this machine up properly. And if you're just starting out welding, that is huge. Now we're going to be using this little welder around the shop on projects. For some of the other settings, the flux core, the TIG, the stick, we'll get into this at a later time on another video.
This little DP200 is a very solid machine. Plug welds. Okay, what I was impressed with, really flat welds. Went in really nicely. I was able to dress them down and finish them off very quickly and easily because it welded so well. Backside, nice penetration. Lap, really nice and flat. Nice penetration. Now, if we were doing this on a vehicle, weld, skip, you let it cool, or else you're going to get warpage. If we were doing a lap, we would come back and we would fill in all of this, and that would be the result. Now, this one I did off camera, 1/4 inch plate to 18 gauge. And that was just a push. Nice. Now, this I did do on camera, 1/4 inch to 18. And this was just a 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch lap. Performance, reliability, price point. That's why I would say yes to Yes Welder.